Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and as always, I'm joined by Aaron.
Hello. Who's in a mood today? So my comments about Bone and the Beautiful and Ridge may be very mean. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't even
I'm
think Ridge
just fun.
did anything bad this week.
He was Ridge.
Ridge gonna Ridge. Um, so today we're talking about classic Bold and the Beautiful. This time we're talking about episodes 31 to 35, and apparently Aaron has comments.
I mean, I don't know that I really have that many comments, but yeah, it's more for the dramatic effect.
All right, we'll roll the credits and we'll get into it.
Every time I watch the classic Bold, I'm just always like, poor Caroline. My
She
poor.
wasn't on for like half the week. I was like, we're not seeing Caroline this week.
That's what I kept thinking. I was like, it's Wednesday. Where's Caroline? And then she
I was
showed
like,
up for Thursday.
yeah, I was like, Aaron's pissed. He's like, where's my girl?
I was like, I know bad things start happening to you, girl, but where you at? Like, it's so bad you gone.
Well, the week starts with Kristen.
Mm-hmm. Kristen.
I can never get that name right for some reason. Um, Wanting to go back to New York, but
Mm-hmm.
Eric doesn't want her to go. And he kind of begs Stephanie to ask her to reach out to her and ask her to stay. But we both know that there's this tension between them.
I am very confused with this family. And okay, once Eric gets mad at Stephanie for a second because he thinks she's the reason Kristen's going back, but then find out Kristen's actually staying. And that led to Stephanie and Eric having a romantic night in the sack is because he finds out his daughter is staying in town. I'm like,
Then all of a sudden he was looking at Stephanie like, you look sexy.
I know. I was like, ooh, that's a little okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
The relationships with the parents and children, not the children, it's the parents, how they obsess over their children in this show.
Yeah.
Was like Bill and Eric have an overly protective or interesting dynamic with their children.
But Stephanie can be like that with Ridge also.
I've noticed. I have started to know poor Thorn. He's just a thorn in their side.
Meanwhile, at the Logans, Storm is just sulking around, and Brooke realizes because it's the anniversary of when their father left them, however many years ago, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the mother's not even as upset as Storm is. Like, she's
I
like,
know.
oh, I just realized what today is.
Everyone has pretty much forgotten besides Storm, and Storm's like just sulking and just, oh, my daddy left. I'm like, everyone's
Katie was
I don't.
probably a baby, so she doesn't really care.
Yeah.
Who knows if Donna even remembers?
And
But
Brooks Brooke, so
yeah, Brooke gonna Brooke. um, so Beth, the mom, goes to visit the husband's mother, the kid's grandmother.
I did not like this is the part of the week I did not care for. I did not care for them pushing the blame on Beth. Like she's the reason that he left because he couldn't compete with Eric Forrester, and
Yeah,
that was her first love. And
did you happen to recognize the actress that played Mother Logan?
I did not. Who is it?
So she was just on the Knots Landing. I think it's the end of season 3 when they're having the book party. No. It was in season 4 when they were having the book party, and she was like, she was one of the people at the party that was like, I just need to know, is it real? Like, is it true? Is CR, whatever the character name in the book is? Like, I just need to know.
Okay. I just thought it was kind of mean to put all of that onto her.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I thought just that got to me at the wrong way.
the kid seemed to think that he left because he could never like hold down a job. He was never successful at anything he pursued.
Part of me
And
wanted to say, well, maybe if you stuck to one thing and tried it. I mean, I don't know the whole story. I don't want to be mean.
I don't know him yet. Like, right.
A side note, someone with daddy issues, I don't always side with the dads.
Especially if you leave. But Mother Logan kind of explains that it was more than that. It wasn't necessarily competing with Eric. It was more competing with her longing for Eric, or the love that she still had for Eric, and he just felt like he was never going to be good enough for her. And I don't know, like, what does one do with that information?
I know, it's like, well, thanks. You just told me I drove my husband away, so thank you.
But then, kind of juxtaposed with that scene, they had Stephanie and Eric in the afterglow of their lovemaking, and she notices they start talking about Kristen again, and Stephanie gets all like, you know, stiff upper lip, like, you always glow when you talk about her. Like, you don't glow when you talk about me.
When she said that, I was like, damn.
I was like, wow, the jealousy is real. But then she mentioned that girl that you dated in college, the blonde girl. And so she's talking about Beth, while Mother Logan and Beth are talking about Eric. And they kind of keep switching scene to scene.
I know, that's some passion stuff going on.
Meanwhile, Stephanie hires a catering company for a dinner party at the house.
I can't decide if Stephanie's just kind of snooty or just doesn't realize what she's saying. Because how she's like, my other catering company that I would really use just can't take us on right now, or, you know, whatever. I was like, damn, girl. Making them sound like they're second rate. Like, you're making sure they know. They're like, yes, you're second rate. And I wouldn't use you unless I really had to.
I think if you prove yourself to Stephanie, then like you have to earn her trust and her loyalty. But once you have it, then she kind of mellows out.
Oh, okay.
She trusts you. But you see in her cold exterior, she's a hard nut to crack.
I would say I don't know one character on the show that has cracked it.
Yeah, so she goes to the catering company, and to be the catering company that Beth works for. And Beth has to run the party at Eric's house.
You know, what a coincidence.
I know, right?
In all of LA.
They live in Beverly Hills. This catering company must be in the valley. But so I will give you a little like hints. We're closer to Brooke finally meeting Ridge.
It's about time. We're in it's been on the air 2 months. But granted, we don't know at the time that those two characters are going to be such a thing. So yeah. I mean, I wasn't even born.
I was 2 years old. I was making transactions, living my life. Probably walking.
And I'm just, living the good life, not out in this world yet.
You know. So then, Kristen decides to stay, and she lets the family know that she does know where Caroline is, but she's not supposed to tell anybody. And Stephanie had a line where she was like, "But you just told your father." This was before she agreed to stay.
I know. I'm like, Stephanie, this could be why she doesn't like to be around you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So she has some scenes with Thorne, and Thorne is like really worried about Caroline, and he's just like, begging Kristen to tell him where she is. And he like flat out says, "I'm in love with her." I'm like, what? You didn't know her until he brought her home to tell you he was marrying her. And then the wedding just failed like 10 episodes ago, and now you're in love with her?
Well, that's how you know it's true love. He's so pretty.
I know you love Thorne.
I don't know what it is.
Is it the blonde hair? Like, what is it for you?
I don't know. I think maybe it's how much he cares for Caroline.
Funny.
I don't know. They look like they'd be such a cute little couple. I need some Thorne and Caroline.
Also, earlier in the week, we opened with Margot and Bill kissing.
Love. I just do not like Bill.
I know.
I don't know what it is. I do not like him.
I won't say that I like him, but I learned to tolerate him. And I don't mind that he's around after a while. Maybe he mellows. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
All I know is the star.
He's not my favorite character. I wouldn't miss him if he was gone.
The star of this week worth of episodes is Margot, because one, I love that big belt she's wearing, and I kind of need them like a comeback. I'd love to see people wearing those again.
I think you texted me about the belt, and then when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, there it is."
It's like the size of my head. I was like, oh, I wasn't really around for the big belts, but I was like, man, what a time to be alive.
It was a statement.
The bigger the belt, the closer to God.
Bill calls Stephanie to come over for advice about how he should, I guess, try and get Caroline to come back home, or at least speak to him. And I loved it when she ripped into him.
Like, I did too. I was like, get. But then they're all nice afterwards. I'm like, that's kind of a letdown.
I like, she basically called him tacky. And then he was like, I apologize for my faux pas.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah, she was like, I know tacky when I see it. So poor Caroline, she's trying to get a job. She's just getting turned down because she's overqualified or underqualified.
I'm just like, is that the never-ending battle for people in their mid-20s? You're underqualified, but you're overqualified. You have too much education. You don't have enough education. I was like, just give her a chance. Look at her. She'll work hard. And then the one guy that did give her a job was like, hey, sweetie. I'm like, me too moment right then and there. She barely even got the job.
Okay, so the first guy, it sounded like he basically ran a card store. Like, why couldn't she run a card store? Like a stationery store. I think that's what they kept calling it. And then, okay, so I thought about you, because the one that gave her the job right away and was like, I expect my assistants to fly, like, share accommodations with me or whatever. And he, like, touched her. And I was like, I wonder if Aaron thinks this is when it happens. Like, every time, like, a creepy guy comes on to her, I wonder if you're like, oh my God, this is it.
A little bit, because I was kind of like, oh my gosh, she's not going to be able to get out of the room. She's not going to be able to get out of the room. What's she going to do? What's she going to do?
She caught up real quick, though. She was like, I don't think this is right for me.
I was like, you go, girl.
So Thorne finds out from Kristen where she's living, and he goes to visit her. He told Kristen to profess his love for her, and maybe she'll profess it back. But before he can, she gets a flower delivery from Ridge. They were pretty flowers.
I wish you would have thrown them in the trash.
And Ridge is kind of in a mood.
He is in a mood.
Miles walks in with Margot's design on, and he just like tears it to shreds.
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, a dude."
He's like, "Would you wear this?"
I wish you would have been like, "Would you?"
And he basically rips the skirt in half. He's like, "It's too long." He's like, "It covers up too much. It's not sexy."
Every time I see the people that work at Forrester, I'm just like, and not a gay man in sight. How is this business making money?
That's still a complaint in 2022.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's funny how I was thinking of this. I was like, little Salem, Illinois has more LGBTQ representation than Los Angeles, California.
Pretty much.
I was just like, that's sad.
But I guess he found out where she is because he sent flowers to her.
That's yeah.
And Thorne kind of stays in the friend zone for now.
Oh, for now.
And when he's with Ridge professes that he's gonna make Caroline his wife, like no matter what. And Thorne just keeps his mouth shut. And that's pretty much how the week ends.
Yeah, Thorne should have been like, well, she would have been your wife had you not been. So if you would have kept it in your pants.
Right. So I kind of miss seeing Rocco and Katie. I don't know why I'm so invested in that story.
I know you really like that Rocco, don't you?
He's do.
An interesting kid. He's an interesting kid.
Because what he's doing isn't necessarily right, but it makes Katie feel good, and he's a nice guy. Plus, I love his crazy 80s hair, spiky hair.
That's the thing I'm loving about watching classic Bold is the 80s.
Yeah.
It's fun to see.
Margot has the 80s hair, and Kristen has it a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Brooks is kind of tame, and so is Donna's.
It's interesting though, because I've watched a little bit of the newer shows. The sets are, for the most part, not that different.
Mm-mm.
Like Forrester and the house or the office, pretty much the same. I'm like, well, that's unusual.
Right. So. I mean, Days has some sets that have lasted, like the Brady Pub, although that's kind of changed over time.
Yeah.
There used to be booths in it. Now there's just tables.
Couldn't afford the booths no more. Had to return them. Budget got slashed again. Return the booths.
There must have been a time where they were really struggling with money because they weren't even showing the whole pub. They would literally just have scenes where it just was the booth. Like people just sitting in a booth. They wouldn't show people walking in and out. It was just the booth.
Poor Days. Poor Days.
But we seem to have some money now, so
thank God. We needed it. We needed a telethon for Days. Let's not save anything. Let's save Days and their stats.
So yeah, probably in the next couple of times we watch it, we should be getting to the point where Brooke meets Ridge for the first time.
Does she have like a little Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald thing going on? I know she likes Ridge because she's looked at the paper and been like, she wants that life so bad.
Well, that's what Teresa would do. She would cut out magazine clippings of Ethan or the Cranes.
Which I guess in some ways that would be their version of how when you kind of like someone's Instagram post, all that you go crazy and just liking everything.
I guess so.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm married, so I don't have to worry about that. See all these dating struggles, and I'm just like, thank God He put a ring on it.
Rub it in. So, quick personal story.
Okay.
Greg's cousin's son, so his second cousin, is like 11 or 12 years old. And we've been dating for a couple of years now. And they've explained to him like what gay is because they have another gay cousin. And so he's very curious. Whenever he's around me and Greg, he asks a lot of questions. Like, where are you sleeping tonight, Tommy? And I'm like, Uncle Greg's couch. And he's like, what? Like, he doesn't like the answer that I give him. He's just very inquisitive.
He's even like, man, you getting the shaft. Uncle Greg treats you wrong.
So I haven't seen him since the summer, but apparently he was over Greg's house this weekend. And he was like asking about me and how I was doing. I was like, I'm surprised he didn't ask when you guys get married. He's like, if he had done that, I would have known you talked to him.
Or have him be, wait, it's his cousin, right?
Yeah, his second
Okay,
cousin.
never mind. I was gonna say have him call you Uncle Tommy. Be like, oh wait, no, you can't.
Oh, he does. He calls me Uncle Tommy.
Oh, does he call Greg Uncle Greg?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or Gregory.
You should be like, you can't call me Uncle Tommy because Uncle Gregory hasn't put a ring on it.
Okay, well, a year into it, he was like hugging me, like so excited to see me, and his mom was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm saying hi to my uncle," and I almost started crying. I was like, "Oh my god, he loves me."
I did the same thing at my wedding. My brother's kid ran up to, they're like, "Say hi to Uncle Aaron." I was like, I was like Rachel on Friends when she just gives them all the candy because they say something sweet to her. I was like, "Here, just take it off. You want money? Here's a check."
Don't cash it till Wednesday.
You might want to wait a couple years, actually. Uncle Aaron's in debt.
So, back to Bold. Do you have any predictions or hopes coming up?
Well, I feel like some more terrible things will happen to Caroline. Man, I have such a hard time with her name.
You just feel like she's just gonna be down and out for a while.
Let me look at my crystal ball. I feel like Brooke and Ridge will end up together and have some kids for a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. Who knows? Maybe
one day, maybe not as soon as you think it's happening.
No, first she has to get with her loves her dad, because I know she gets with Eric. And then she has to steal her daughter's boyfriend.
Yeah, but that's like 15 years later.
Sorry, I know this isn't classic Bold, but I'm curious. So she steals Bridget's boyfriend.
Yes.
And has a baby with him.
Hope. Yeah.
Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Deacon, you've seen Deacon, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure. So who is Bridget's dad then?
Eric. I had to look that up the other day.
Okay.
Eric. So.
And these people still just love Brooke.
They don't date outside the family. They just like trade spouses.
Okay.
Candace is here.
Hi, Candace.
Okay, guys. For the record, Eric was with Beth. Yep. Why isn't it showing? Yep, we were just talking about that.
Yeah. They're college sweethearts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then he met Stephanie, got her pregnant. Well, no. Because
it's retconned that she was already pregnant.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I still can't wrap my mind around how Brooke. I mean, that's some even days I don't know. Because I know Eric marries Donna. No, wait, does he marry Donna?
Eric I think he's married all of the Logan girls. Like
he hasn't married Katie.
A couple of years ago, there was a weird closeness between
since
Katie
you're
and
online right now.
I don't know if he marries Katie, but there was a weird something going on.
It's crazy. They live in Los Angeles. That just still blows. Like, oh, that just. I know it's a fictional soap. I shouldn't get that invested into it.
So. Well, it's good that you're invested because that means you're going to keep watching.
I know, but I'm going to have to make a list for the family tree the more years I watch.
Right. Well, now it's simple. There's not little kids running around. There's nobody's married.
I know. Right now, it's very simple. It's like there's these people and these people. Oh, he never married. Candace says he never married or had sex with Katie. Thank God.
Okay.
So.
I can't make it go away. Out of all the Logans, Katie is treated like a daughter/friend type. Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. The characters.
She just repeatedly gets cheated on by Bill with Brooke.
Well, that's because any man in the Spencer family just doesn't. Sorry, I've only met the one, but I don't like him. So.
But all right, I guess that's the week that we watched. There's not really much else to talk about.
No, it was kind of not a very eventful week.
No, but still interesting.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't bored or anything. Its pacing is after watching Sunset Beach for a week, and then getting into like an older soap from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
You really tell the difference in the pacing.
Well, thank God this one was only 22 minutes.
Just as I get invested, though, that's when I'm like, it goes on the next, Bold and the Beautiful. I'm like, damn it, I just got invested. I mean, of course I could keep watching, but.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for checking us out for our classic Bold discussion.
And a little bit of the new.
Yeah, I think maybe we should try and do more than 5, just so there's more.
Yeah, just a little bit more to talk about.
We'll have to discuss that.
I just know, a lot. I watched where Eric and Brooke got married, and they go on that little balloon ride, and I want to see more of that. So I'm just like, okay, let's get through 87, 88. I want to know where they go to.
And 89, I think.
Oh, well, and 90, I think. Didn't that happen 91? I got a ways to go.
Well, Sheila Carter doesn't come until 92 or 93.
Ooh, and I can't wait for that to happen.
Yeah. But Sally Spectre comes in 89.
Oh, I'm more ready for Sally than I think I am Sheila. Because Tommy constantly sends me clips like, look at this. I'm like, this is awesome, but I'm on episode 26. Stop showing me
episode 526.
Yeah. Stop showing me 540. I need let me get there.
All right. Well, this week for our Patreon supporters, we have a Queers Night Out where we're discussing 2002 Scream 22. That's 2002.
I was about to say
this took us back 20 years.
I was like, whoo.
With Gregory and John. So the boys are back.
The boys are back. Oh, probably shouldn't say copyright.
Wednesday, we have a new episode of Tomorrow's a New Day coming out.
Mm-hmm. And an After Tomorrow with my best friend, Jenna. Who I'm excited.
And Thursday, we're going back to Sunset Beach for week 2.
Yeah, because I couldn't wait.
10. And then Friday for our Patreons, you get an exclusive sneak peek at episode 5, as well as the after show for that episode. Mm-hmm. So, wow, we got something happening every day this week.
I know. Look at us. We're busy.
No wonder I'm so tired. So check us out on patreon.com/queers and soaps and subscribe and follow us, like, subscribe at Queers and Soaps on all the socials. And until Thursday, when we talk about Sunset Beach, have a great night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.